Hello YouTube. This is my second attempt at the live stream today, and this is going to be I think the 15th stream out of 33, so we're almost halfway there to the end of the goal. And quite frankly, I'm looking forward to reaching that goal so that I don't have to do a live stream anymore. I can definitely see the value in doing it if there were, everyday consistent participants, consistent students who are attentive and came in here with questions, and we could really turn it into a knowledge cultivation station. But that's just not happening. And, it was part of the experiment that I stated from the beginning that I was going to show exactly why the fiction system has nothing to fear from correct sentence structure based upon the level of participation and viewership that occurs or does not occur here. It's a direct reflection. And so today, rather than just mess around or search for something to talk about or wait for questions, I'm going to do a little test run. I'm planning on maybe doing a video where I audit David-WYNN Miller's book. I got my copy in 2017, I think December 2017. I got my copy directly from David. I sent him a postal money order for $200, and he sent it to me. And he told me to text him when I got it, and I did text him. I said thank you. It was his handwriting on the envelope and all that stuff. I have it saved. In any case, I'm going to do an audit of the book. Because, as you may or may not know, in other videos I have definitely claimed that the grammar performances of David-WYNN Miller, I can find mistakes in every single one of them. Multiple errors all over the page. Not just one, not just two, dozens. And consistent errors, like the same mistake made over and over and over. So you can't say that it's just a typo or it's just sloppy. It's consistent. So there can only be really two reasons for it. One, he didn't know. And he didn't know the grammar as well as he let on. Or number two, it was on purpose. It's one of the two. And it doesn't matter to me, what you think or what you assume. It is an assumption. No one knows for sure what the reason is. I've definitely given my position on it, what I think it is. And I don't think it was done on purpose. But that's not the purpose of this live stream. This live stream, I'm just going to do a little test run of auditing some of his book. So if you have his book, and you have a copy of it that you received prior to his death, then you probably have the same copy I have. After he passed away, the book went into other hands and most likely was modified in some way. I don't know that for sure, but it's just a guess. So I do have one of the last original copies of the book. Still in mint condition, by the way. So let's look at this. So the very first actual sentence is on the cover of the book. You have the 1 by 1.9 flag. And then you have a colon, space, and then the abbreviation CSSCPSGP flag. Now the colon has a space after it. So that means of the correct sentence structure. So whatever comes after it is going to be incorrect as far as correct sentence structure mechanics go, because the colon would need to be tight up against the tight up against the C. There would not be a space there. every correct sentence structure must start with cause, and that's for the. 1 and 1 is 1. It's one rule. There are no exceptions. If that is true, 1 and 1 is 1. Rule 1, rule equal. So that's not correct. And then the first sentence, the first actual sentence says, for the David-WYNN Miller, federal judge, chief federal postal judge, postmaster, and of the plenipotentiary judge's knowledge. So all of that, besides the positional and the loadial, all of that has been underlined. So because it's been underlined, we can give it a pass. If it wouldn't have been underlined, the colon after the and is incorrect. The colon after the and there must be a space after the ampersand, and the colon must be tied up against the plenipotentiary judges in order for it to represent for the, which it would in this case because the position loadial phrase starting the sentence is for the. So with correct sentence structure, conjunctions are neutral conditions of state, and they are bridges or connect sevens or 5, 6, 7s. Either which way, it's rule 1, rule equal. What's on one side comes to the other side as far as positionals and loadials go. So that's not correct. But since it's underlined, we'll use the grace and give it a pass. And then it says, of the quantum parse syntax grammar communications. What are quantum parse syntax grammar communications? Doesn't he mean correct sentence structure communication parse syntax grammar? I mean, if you're in a grammar that's as precise, that is precision correctness, why would you use all these different words to mean one thing? I thought it was one word, one meaning. So parse syntax, quantum parse syntax grammar communication would have to have its own finite mean, different from correct sentence structure communication parse syntax grammar, which would have a different finite mean from correct sentence structure communication parse syntax grammar performance. Do you see what I'm saying? And then the verb is are, which is not correct. Because if you remember, the cause of the sentence is for the David-WYNN Miller, federal judge, federal postal judge, postmaster, and plenipotentiary judge's knowledge. That's singular. So the verb would be singular. It would be is. And then we have the word mathematical. I'm pretty sure the word mathematical is misspelled here. But we have mathematical claims. There's no hyphen in between mathematical claims. And then we have a colon after claims. And then we have ADD, add, which is a vowel in front of a consonant. Not correct. Subtract, SUB, is a particle of negation. Multiply, LY, is a particle of negation. Divide, DI, must be hyphenated from VIDE. Sin, cousin, tangent. So that's all underlined, though. So with the grace, we'll give that a pass as well. Could have put a sick in there, though, to make it correct, to cover the misspellings and misuse of colons and so on and so forth. Particles, negation. Then we have of the correct sentence structure communications, parse syntax grammar performance. So yes, correct sentence structure communications. What is it? Is it communications plural or is it singular communication? So now the plural communications, that whole compound fact would have to have the different finite mean than the one with the singular compound fact. You may say, well, that's going too far. You know, that's, well, how far do you want to go to be correct? Do you want to be correct or do you not want to be correct? It's okay to exercise grace in a few different areas, but this is something you absolutely cannot afford to be sloppy in. The fiction is counting on you to be sloppy. And if you go up against somebody who has a vast knowledge of correct sentence structure and is precision-like, laser-like with their focus and their spelling and their punctuation and following the grammatical rules, and they come after you to critique your grammar, to audit you, to stop you, to do something, what are you going to do if all your stuff was sloppy as this? What are you going to do? Isn't it best to be as correct as you can be? So we've already found at least half a dozen or more errors, and we haven't even gotten through the first sentence. Of the front words and of the backwards corrections, by the. Okay, so we have an of the in front of a by the, which is not correct. That voids the mathematical interface. Why? Why does it void the mathematical interface? The correct sentence structure, concatenation, positional sequencing is for the facts, of the facts, are with the facts, of the facts, with the facts, by the facts. So it's for, of, verb, with, of, with, by. With must come after the verb, and with must also come before the authority. Because when you read it backwards, it has to read for the facts, of the facts. For the, of the, every time. It can't be for the, with the. That doesn't work mathematically, going forwards and backwards. That would be like putting, instead of 1 plus 2 equals 3 and 3 minus 2 equals 1, that would be like putting 1 plus 2 equals 3, 3 divided by 2 equals. You see what I'm saying? You're modifying the mathematical interface, and it's incorrect. So that sentence is void of correct sentence structure correctness by the mechanics that he lays out in several videos, which I posted up to my YouTube channel, where he talks about the order of operations and how he says, if you do not follow this order, it voids the mathematical interface. Yet here he is voiding the mathematical interface. Isn't that something? Then he has a tilde 1 with no colon in front of the tilde. So 1 is just a standalone pronoun because it has not been positioned. Now, some people say, well, you don't need to position numbers. They're just facts. Well, what are they? Are you assuming that they're facts? How do you know? I thought facts had to be positioned by position loadal phrases. A fact could only be a fact if you position it with a position loadal fact phrase or a position loadal phrase. That's the only way a fact can exist in correct sentence structure. It has to be, as Russell would say, prepositioned. Well, this number is not prepositioned, so therefore, by his own rules and logic, this number is not a fact, so it must be a pronoun. Then we have for the document, contract, vessel, corporation. Contract has contra in it, which is a particle of negation. Of the now time facts, time does not exist. I personally don't use time, and now is also no contract. But it says for the document, contract, vessel, corporation of the now time facts are. Again, the verb is wrong. It should be is, because document, contract, vessel, corporation is singular. With the mass certification claims of the correct sentence structure with the connecting ing particle of negation, syntax, grammar, words, to each other, to each other. David's using a future tense to, to, as a position. Are you kidding me? With the, and then he has in parentheses 900, and then a hyphen, and then an underline, and then a space. Oh my goodness gracious. Meanings of the variable syntax, meanings within the correct chosen, CHOOSIN hyphen synyax, SYNYAX, grammar words by an author. My goodness, the typos, the spelling errors, the punctuation errors are just through the roof here. For someone like me who's a linguist, who's done grammar since I was a freshman in high school, it's crazy. But I'm getting a phone call, so I'm going to have to draw this to a close. I will continue this in a video very soon.